Does guilt prevent you from doing the things that you want to do in your life? Guilt can be one of those things that really blocks our energy. And maybe it's because you just don't believe that you deserve it. Well, it's about time that you took hold of your life and started to live more fully. I'm Dr. Sharon Grossman. I'm a psychologist, a coach, and a speaker, and I work with a lot of lawyers and physicians. And one of the things that I hear a lot is that they feel so guilty about taking time off because they don't want to burden their coworkers, their partners, their clients, or their patients by taking that time off. They don't want other people to have to pick up all of their work on top of the work that they're already doing. And that's a very noble thing to do, and yet it can really lead to burnout, which is one of the things that I really help them work on so that they can create more of that work-life integration and understand how important it is for them to take care of themselves. Now, I'm sure this is actually applicable to everybody, including you, even if you're not in one of those occupations. And so let's talk about what you can do if you are struggling with guilt, if guilt is something that is holding you back in your life. So first thing that you want to do is really identify one specific area in your life that you are feeling guilty about. This is not something that you did in the past, different kind of guilt that we're talking about, but this is about allowing yourself to do or have something that you want. So what is that for you? And there might be a number of things, but let's just have you start with one. So just identify one specific thing that you really would love to do or have. And the thing that gets in the way is that you tell yourself, I don't deserve it. On some level, that is the conversation that you're having in your head. So once you've identified what this issue is for you, then I want you to think about how to rewire your brain, because who actually said that you don't deserve it? Often we believe these things simply because there's a voice in our head that tells us that we don't deserve it. So your challenge is to really work on rewiring your brain. One of the ways that you can do that is every time you think about the thing that you want to do or have, and that voice comes up that says, no, you can't have that because you don't deserve it, then I want you to use this almost like as a mantra to counter that voice and say, I deserve it. Now, one of the things to keep in mind with mantra work in general is that you're probably not going to believe a word that you say at first. But you have to keep saying it enough until new neural connections get formed in your brain where you do start to believe it. And maybe by the end of the week or by the end of the month, you'll say, hell yeah, I deserve that. And you'll be able to then take that vacation or do the thing that you really want to do. Also recognize what happens as a consequence when you don't do the thing that you want. How do you feel? What consequences does it have on your health, on your relationships? So just take all of that into account when you say your mantra. And also identify what are the steps that you need to take in order to have this thing that if you didn't have the guilt, you would actually do. So for example, if your goal is to actually go on vacation, what steps do you need to take in order to make that happen? So assuming we've been able to eliminate the guilt, what are the next steps that we need to consider? Well, maybe it's that you have to identify a period of time in your calendar that would be good for you to go away. It might be that you need to look for airfare that's affordable. You need to find some accommodations. You need to identify maybe a destination or think about who you might be going with. So just list out all of the steps that you might take. And then after you've worked through the guilt by using that mantra, eliminated that, then you can get started with your first step and beyond. So I hope that that was helpful. If you're interested in getting some more tips on how to avoid burnout, how to overcome guilt, and how to really take better care of yourself so you can live your life more fully, like my Facebook page, Coaching by Sharon.